Warning! This podcast contains Wilby.
Oh, he was so cute.
You can die.
It's true.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the SC on TV podcast for Once Upon a Time, Season 6, Episode 7, Heartless. I'm your host, Dom. With me is Nikki and Jake.
Hey,
How's it going?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm totally faking it.
Yeah?
Well, how did you feel about this episode?
Okay, I felt it was a filler episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting things happened in it, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of interesting things.
And a lot of things that they mentioned that I went off on a tangent in my notes about that could lead to other things, but they weren't featured in this show. In this episode, anyway.
I was actually more focused on the flashback this episode than I was what was going on in town. And that's kind of a first for me. I'm usually the other way around. So, I don't know. I don't know where you guys stood on that. Would you like more of the flashback or present day?
I like the flashbacks in previous seasons better, to be honest. I did like the fact that they actually tied this flashback to Snow and Charming's backstory. Like, especially when they both saw the same memory when they touched the sapling, but they're like, you weren't there, what the frig?
Yeah.
But that was interesting, but the rest of it was like, meh, because I thought it was actually going to be about Charming's dad. I was actually looking forward to that, but it wasn't.
Yeah. But Cleo in chat. Cleo is actually in chat with us. She watched. She's staying current with the show right now, and I'm completely blown away by that fact. But she says that she agrees with Alex with the twist with the sleeping curse, that they made an old concept fresh, and they're going on. Sally is saying it feels a lot like season 1, and I agree, and especially that statement right there that it is so close to season 1. I actually almost kind of forgot watching this episode that this is the land of untold stories, where I feel like if this was the theme of the show during season 3 or even 4, that they would have just flooded us with all these other characters from the thing, and we wouldn't have had much time with our characters. They would have got left in the dust again. But I agree. I feel like this is season 1 part 2. That's a lot of what I feel like that this is. More so than like a season 2, which should be season 1 part 2.
Which it was.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like this is much more closely tied to season 2, or season 1 rather, than season 2 and beyond was.
Here's the thing.
It's like the nostalgia trip.
Yeah, but for me anyway, that's not necessarily a good thing, because like season 1, it's focusing on 2 characters that I really do not give a shit about. And I find myself, and I will get into like more of it later, but in short, I do not care about Snow and Charming's backstory anymore. I feel like they're just adding more stuff that we kind of already knew. And I'm usually more interested in the flashbacks, but this one I wasn't, because I'm like, okay, I know. I know you two. I know what's going to happen. And this didn't reveal anything that made it interesting for me anyway. So, yeah. Still cool things. There are cool things in the flashback that I want to talk about, but they don't have to do with Snow and Charming at all.
Well, I really liked, the fact that it basically came down to Snow saving the Charming's farm, the cottage and everything.
Because they suck at their job.
Right, and not knowing about it, though. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like, when people cross paths without knowing that they've crossed paths. That is just something that is really fantastic to me, and I really like that whole concept. which, you know, is a lot of what was going on in the show. Is a lot of people were crossing paths. We didn't know that they met, you know, like Grumpy and Belle, you know, back in season 1 or 2 it was revealed. I don't remember now. Season 1, I think it was. Yeah, it was when Belle left the castle. And it's just like all these crazy characters, you know, that had interacted and stuff. But here's 2 characters that we thought we've seen the first time that they've interacted. And they're like, no, it wasn't. And even they were surprised by this. And that is what got me. And I that's what I thought was really cool about the episode. Because you think that would have come up at some point. But, you know, I guess not. But, you know, we get to see the farm again. I love seeing David's mother. She's fantastic.
I love that actress.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Rose, who I love, and I love that character. I love David's mother. She's like the best mother ever. The best mother on this show.
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree. But she did choose to give up one of her kids, so...
Well, yeah, but that one was a dick, so...
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think she had a choice. It was either give them up or I kill them both. I think that was her choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we hear about, I think this is a new town, right, that we've never heard of before, Longbourn?
Yeah, we haven't heard. Well, these towns in the Enchanted Forest never have a name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it may be somewhere we've seen before. I don't know. It's within a day's walk of the farm, I guess.
Yeah, because everything's a day walk from everything.
Yeah, exactly. This is where Charming meets the woodcutter. Who's posing as a merchant who is also traveling to Longbourn.
They mentioned that the woodcutter he is like a hunter for hire. He specifically hunts werewolves. And so that immediately made me think, oh my god, Ruby.
Right.
Where have you been?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
And this is the woodcutter from the Red Riding Hood story that we never got.
Right. And I feel like his story, even though he died, is not over. I feel like we're going to see him again.
Would you say it's an untold story?
Oh, I see what you did there. I think we'll see like more of what happened before this, you know, and maybe it involved Ruby. And that would also be really cool because it's in the same kind of line of what this episode did where, you know, the woodcutter now crosses paths with both Ruby and Snow, who end up becoming friends, you know, very shortly after this. So I think that would be fantastic if they do that. But this episode raised a big question to me, and that's their dog Wilby.
Yeah, where the heck is he? He didn't die in the flashback, and we haven't.
I was worried that he was going to because we haven't seen him.
Exactly. I was like, so I hope he actually, maybe he got somehow swished off to the Untold Stories land too, and maybe he and maybe he's gonna come back, and we're gonna have, you know, we're not, because we haven't seen Pongo in forever. So maybe we'll get Wilby.
Pongo's hanging in a shop window somewhere.
Huh.
What? What shop window is Pongo in?
I don't know.
Whatever
shop sells clothing.
The littlest pet shop?
I see Alex is saying something about Charming's dad in chat. The woodcutter was not Charming's dad, was he?
No, they're talking about they were talking about how they I mean, I assumed that this was going to be about Charming's dad. It's not. And they're talking about how they hope that Hook isn't the one who killed Charming's dad. That's my theory anyway. I believe that Hook is the one who killed Charming's dad. They're all hoping that that's not the case, but I think that's what's going to happen, knowing this show.
I mean, at the point of this flashback, Charming's father's already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Charming, your hair keeps changing.
It was long in the episodes before, and now it was short again.
In what, the flashbacks? Or in
the flashbacks. we recently saw Charming interacting with another character a couple episodes back, and his hair was long.
Well,
When
he's
he was,
had long hair at the farm before, and he's had short hair at the
Mhm.
farm before. Um,
I guess, just different times.
yeah, so it's when when that takes place. And when his hair was long, I believe, is when the Rumple and the King approached him.
Yeah.
Um,
It was okay. The longest we've seen it was with Anna. That was the earliest,
Mm-hmm.
and it just kept getting progressively shorter.
yeah. So I feel like this is maybe a year before he was approached, if he's going to grow his hair out, at least a year.
Yeah.
But we don't know because we don't know how long Snow was on the run, and all that. But she did mention when, Charming ended up saving her from the thing and they, don't let me see your face and all that. But when Snow gave him the money she was saving up, she said, oh, don't worry, I can always swipe more from a corrupt nobleman. He rides a carriage through the territory. Was she referring to Midas?
Midas wasn't. Was he corrupt though?
I don't know.
She might have been talking about James. No, she couldn't have. No. Did they know each other? They didn't. What, corrupt nobleman. She was probably no. You know what? She was probably talking about the sheriff of Nottingham.
That's possible too. See, I was thinking Midas because we later see Snow robbing Midas's carriage, the daughter and Charming are
Right.
actually in.
But
So I
she
just
thought
assumed
she was
talking-
robbing Regina.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was just under the impression she was talking about Midas, and that would have been kind of a cool little throwback to that as well.
I guess so.
But I don't know, she got ripped off 3 copper for that heirloom.
Yep.
Yeah. At first, I thought it might have been Charming's dad, but then I was like, no, there's no way at that point because he would have been long dead, like we said before.
Well, Alex is saying in chat, I think Charming killed his dad. I'm calling it. I don't. Do you guys remember Rumple telling David that his dad got stabbed and didn't die from a drunk accident? Yeah, I remember
Yes.
that, but that was also a carriage that drove off the road, and and David was old enough to know his father, so I think he would have recognized his father. Because he was mad at his father for drinking and driving and going off the road.
And I
So
think
it's old enough for
Charming
him
would
to
have
remember his father.
that, and I don't think at that point Charming would have stabbed anyone.
I don't think
because-
Charming hated his father anyway to begin
No.
with, and I
He-
honestly don't think at that point because that happened before Anna, and he was a weak ass at that point, so he probably didn't even have the stomach for it.
Mm-mm.
It's possible, but I don't think it's likely.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the
Yeah, I don't know.
What was in the water? Did they ever say that David got quote unquote poisoned with?
Oh, it's just like a put you to sleep kind of thing. Probably some sort of berry or herb or something.
I thought it was Deadly Nightshade. A Christmas reference.
It was Agrabah Viper.
No, that's
No,
Venom. No.
he
that
didn't
would
say.
have killed him.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't really say. All he said is don't drink water from strangers.
why would you take a drink from strangers?
Yeah.
Yep.
Never drink something you didn't see get poured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed. But this episode started off with Snow White having a dream, Evil Queen invading, talking about Snow's perfect day with the horse and stables and her father birthday thing, and the Queen quickly turns that around and wants her own, and she's still after Charming and Snow's heart.
Really, bitch, we're back at this again.
Their combined
know.
shared heart. Yep, we are back. Back in season 1.
I mean, that's what they made us to believe, that that's what the Evil Queen was really after, but she had a bigger plan in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
She didn't want to kill them.
No, she didn't. She wanted them to make.
Which it would have been
feel
easier
loss.
to kill them. And come on, if you do, villains need to learn when you do something so elaborate like this, you're giving the heroes basically the time that they need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so we had the Regina cast a protection spell over both Charming and Snow, right?
Why can't we do that with everybody?
I
Yeah.
thought they already had something in place that the
They
evil
did.
queen could not harm them in any way.
That Rumple, I think, was it Rumple who put it on them so that
Yeah.
back in the Enchanted Forest, the evil queen couldn't do anything to them, like
Maybe-
Regina
It also
together.
it
After
also
the
stayed
curse.
in effect in Storybrooke because she couldn't do anything to them. That's why they lived their life in a repetitive loop because she couldn't do anything to physically harm them,
Okay.
even with magic.
So maybe because Regina and the Evil Queen are split now, the spell had to be altered a bit because the entity's different.
I guess.
I don't know.
It's magic.
The curse has been broken and restarted and everything in Storybrooke so many times that I don't know what the rules of it are.
There's residual magic, but then there isn't. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know if that spell was ever removed for any reason, like when they died and split the heart, and all that. I don't know if that carried over. There's a lot of things I don't know, but we do know that when she basically gave them an ultimatum. It's like, you have 12 hours to figure this out, and she hands them a vial of what they think is a potion, but it's actually a vial of water from the River of Lost Souls.
Mm-hmm.
Which instantly,
Where'd you get that?
Instantly clues them in that they were working with Rumple, because Rumple would be the only one to take something like that with him.
Why did you take that?
Because he's
What were you
Rumple.
planning on doing with that?
It's magic. It's power. Anything.
Were you gonna kill your father again?
Maybe he was. Maybe he
I
was.
don't know.
One day Pan will be back. I was hoping the whole town was going to drink it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the actor that plays Pan doesn't fucking age anyways. He always
Yeah.
looks like he's 16. So, I mean, they could bring him back.
He is fantastic.
I mean, they're talking about this town like they know all these people, like they're good people. These people in town are not the people that were originally there.
No, they're not. These are all the Land of Untold Story people.
Mm-hmm.
But Cinderella is there, and Aladdin is there too. But and he's always been there. TV, magic of TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But they're looking for everything that they can to try to figure out a way around the potion. They go to Belle. Belle, her books don't have any answers.
Which I'm surprised they don't.
Yeah. Blue, right? She's there. Of course, she has nothing that can counteract it.
Which I would expect that she would, but
And then we even saw her tampering around in the flashback. Like, she's everywhere again. Get out of here.
Blue is
And her-
back this episode.
And her ugly ass jellyfish dress that doesn't even look like a freaking fairy. Just what the hell? Seriously.
Jellyfish dress.
It is a jellyfish
What
dress.
it is. It's a jellyfish dress with like stripper boots, and it's like with like vines hanging off of it.
What the hell was the costume department thinking when they made up that freaking getup? Seriously.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she
No.
was originally supposed to be Ursula.
I did. It's not Ursula either. It's
No.
Jellyfish. I don't know.
the real Ursula in the show doesn't look like that.
Yeah. I don't know. But
Blue, but Blue grew to human size. She never does that, and it's against the rules. But she did that. There is one thing that I like seeing Blue, because we get more. Anytime we get any inkling of Blue, I'm excited about, because it furthers my theory that Blue is a shady bitch.
Mm-hmm.
She said something to Snow in this episode, and it started making me thinking. She says, "Danger can look harmless at first. Blue, you're referring to yourself. We all know it. Just come out and say it."
Yep. You're not fooling us anymore.
we're on to you.
Yep.
We're all on to you.
Well, that wasn't my theory initially. See, at first I thought she was the author. Then no.
Oh.
Now I'm stuck on this.
Brian is saying, I think it's the first time we've seen her get big in the Enchanted Forest. You're 100% correct.
It is, yep.
And Alex is saying that Shady Blue was pointless in this episode.
No, there's a point because she's behind everything. That's why they introduced her back.
I think it was just to be like, hey, she's still here, kind of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's here, you guys. She's babysitting Neil, but they didn't have to do. She was off today, so
Basically, I think what happened is she's contracted to be there. She showed up, and they're like, oh, we forgot to write her in. Let's just throw her in here, and everything will be okay. But
she's like, Snow, you forgot to pick up your baby, and they're like, hey, can you help us? Sure.
yeah, I don't know. But Snow and Charming, you know, they're like, well, you know, maybe we are gonna have to sacrifice ourselves for the town, and then they get word of a enchanted baby sapling that could potentially help.
Baby tree.
Yeah.
The sapling that could lock the evil queen up. Yeah.
Yeah. Which just conveniently happens to be in a trapdoor, like a hatch in Lost, near.
What?
That Lost reference, guys. And a you know, right near the toll bridge.
Who put that there?
I don't know.
It
Why
just
is there
ended
a
up
secret
there.
hatch? How and trees don't grow in rocks.
Or in
It's a
darkness.
magic tree. It's a magic tree. It sprouted from true love,
Did I call
and
bullshit on this? You mean to tell me that no one in the entire universe was in love before these two?
yeah, I know.
Hey,
The-
Jake, do
Cleo.
you not see all these trees around? Like, there's so many trees. How do you think trees are born?
Yeah, these are not magic trees.
I think no, but I think the magic trees, from what the impression we were given in, they're very rare.
They are.
For true love.
Blue said this was the first one.
There is a thing called love, and that exists in everybody. But true love is rarer, it feels like to me.
And you mean to tell me that nobody else in this entire universe was...
No, I'm not saying that nobody else, but I'm saying that all of the magic trees have already been harvested.
But Blue said this was the first one.
The first one in Storybrooke.
She said it was
The
born
first-
from the first spark of true pure love.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I call bullshit on that.
Yeah.
Because my theory was, because when we saw the synopsis from last week, my theory was that the spark of true love came from Blue and her lover.
Okay. See, I was
But no.
under the impression that it meant in Storybrooke. Because
No,
it was
'cause it was-
located in Storybrooke. It wasn't a magical portal to the Enchanted Forest. It was in Storybrooke.
Well, what happened was when Snow and Charming did their little exchange with the brooch and the money, or the money, or even when she was in the cart, that's when the sapling grew. And
Right.
the curse brought it over and put it in the trapdoor. So it's been there from the get-go.
Did Snow and Charming not notice this sparkly little thing come out of their hands?
Apparently not.
No?
It's not.
No. Yeah, but so my initial theory was because Blue was really old. So like I thought it was like an Adam and Eve kind of thing where she fell in love with somebody, like, and then like their true love sparked this thing, and then she got her heart broken, and that's why she was so against Grumpy and Astrid being in love. So I made up my own backstory for Blue because we haven't gotten one.
It's true, we haven't. We just know she's really friggin' old.
But she's still, rocking that
Shady
jellyfish dress.
Yep.
I mean, she has the nun costume still.
Yeah, she does. You don't have to wear that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why she's still wearing it.
It's probably her closet's just filled with them. She doesn't know what to do with it.
There are clothing shops in town. I've seen them.
I know, but like nobody has a job in this town.
That is true. So I don't know how they're how. I don't understand how Granny is still supplying the town with all this food when they have no import-export to like get all the bread and
It's true, but all her lasagnas are frozen.
They probably
and
make all
stuff.
this stuff in the bathroom.
But not only that, the only place I ever see people spending money is Granny, so she has to be the richest bitch in town.
I mean, she has bed and breakfast too, and
Yeah,
People gotta eat.
that's what I'm saying.
Granny probably owns like half the buildings in this town.
I think she has more money, I think, than Rumpel at this point.
Yeah, she probably does. Rumple,
Yeah.
you would. Rumple, I don't know what she's doing.
Because Rumple isn't going around collecting rent anymore.
No, he's collecting a bunch of other stuff, and
Mm-hmm. People are actually keeping their money now and not giving it away to him.
He's collecting smooches from Evil Queen.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Did I just make both of you puke simultaneously?
No, I'm over the puking part, but it still makes my stomach turn.
we don't. Okay, they keep going further and further with this every episode, and I don't like it.
I don't think they're going to go any further
now. Regina herself stated
She made it worse.
Clean.
This is something that is going, that is never gotten to any point, but she's basically admitting that she's had feelings for Rumple.
She had feelings for Rumple.
Yeah, kinda.
Why? Like, why?
Power?
Like Rumple. No,
I mean, they did spend a lot of time together, and they did have, like, a lot of things in common.
Your mom dated him.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But, I mean...
Luke Skywalker
not like
did kiss his sister, though. Keep that in mind, too.
They didn't. No, they didn't know. Okay, so that made it okay. It's almost like they wrote that storyline before they were figuring that out.
Nikki is scarred for life.
Yeah.
So off of that,
but Regina basically tricked Zelina into going there to witness this. So now you got the sister watching, like a little voyeur peep show over here.
Yeah, like Zelina said, EQ, that's what I'm going to call her, EQ said, let's go somewhere more comfortable. And then Zelina said, yeah, in your bed of lies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was not happy.
I mean, after that, we didn't really see much of Zelina except at the graveyard, and that's when she was talking to Belle.
Right, so she's already not happy with the situation. So to make herself more happy, she goes and rats him out and tells Belle what's up.
That would make me happy.
But now you're dragging Belle into this.
Oh, Zelina was showing her true colors today.
She was.
She got pissed. She's like, you're no different than you were before. You're still lying and running around behind people's backs. We're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to run this place together, and here you are lying to me again. So, yeah, Zelina's feeling a little distance because...
They have,
well, she's green, and we've already seen she's jealous. She's green with envy. So is she jealous that Regina and Rumple are hooking up? So does that mean that Zelina?
No, she's still
feelings for Rumple?
No, she's still jealous that whether it be Regina or the Evil Queen, they're getting what they want, and she's not. She doesn't necessarily love or care for Rumple, Zelina, but she still wants that feeling. She still wants somebody to smooch with. That's what she's jealous about. She doesn't give a shit that it's Rumple. It's just that the fact that Regina's still getting what she wants.
And just a side note, while we're talking about Zelina, I instantly had a thought of last week. Whatever happened with Dr. Hopper?
They let him go, and he probably ran away, and I don't care.
He's still a cricket right now.
Yeah.
Keep him that way, because he can't talk.
So. Danielle and Chaz going, ew, no, stop it. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop giving you images of Regina with her tongue down Rumple's throat. I won't even mention anything like that anymore.
See, it's fine.
Yeah. Sally thinks that Zelina is going to have a redemption arc.
We did this already.
She did it.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it's not over. I think it's going to come back.
See, I like this season, but it's backtracking. The season does a lot of backtracking.
It's like the nostalgia season. It's like, here, take all these cool things that we've done already, and let's remind you of them. It's like a nostalgia throwback. I don't want that, but I like
you can
having...
throw back, but don't rehash.
Yeah, I like having aspects of it, but changing up. So I think it's going to have a different outcome. But... Yeah.
She needs a more stable redemption arc because now she has a child.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this
She
child
ca-
was going to be her redemption arc, and it was.
It
Um,
it was, but what happened is we got Evil Queen back in the picture and she started reverting. So she needs to her redemption arc never completed. Basically, she needs to focus back on her family, which is Robin.
and
Yeah, I
Regina.
think she definitely hit a snag in her redemption arc with that whole thing. But we know that Robin will be coming back for a 2 to 3 episode arc, and I think that is going to help with Zelina's redemption, because at that point, I think Regina will be able to forgive Zelina, and that's basically what has turned Zelina away from her sister right now.
And
So-
Robin, grown up Robin, you need
Not
to
baby Robin.
talk. You need to talk to Zelina because that is your baby, but you two don't exactly have a relationship or even a friendship really. You two basically hated each other. I mean, you made it up. You made up with your sister, but come on, Robin always hated Zelina.
Yeah. Yep. We get to see a little bit of Emma and Hook in Regina's vault.
Yes, this was cute. This was cute.
I loved Hook going through, like, what is Adder's tongue? Like, and like, having to explain all that to him. Like,
Kiss me with that mouth.
that stuff was very comical. I love that. But I really liked Hook telling the story of Emma and her parents, and reminding
time.
her basically of who she is, and that she is the product of true love, and I don't know, moral of it is just that she needs to believe in herself again.
Yeah,
She needs
you
to believe
need
in herself and in her family because
Yeah,
she's been
and
kind
you
of
said it.
like,
Get the tremors,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which Hook knows how to stop.
apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's watched Tremors 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, you guys never seen Tremors?
And then you two
No.
cause tremors in the bedroom and make all the babies.
I've seen the movie Tremors with Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
I forget if it was Danielle or Sally, or I could be completely wrong. Somebody in chat earlier mentioned that they didn't like the fact that Regina and Rumpel were basically getting it on further than Hook and Emma have gotten.
Hook and Emma have totally gotten it on. We just haven't seen it.
You sure? You sure
Yeah,
about that?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure because there was a scene in season 4, and I remember this. Like they were totally doing the thing. Well, they weren't doing it, but it was totally the morning after.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like that scene with Snow and David.
Oh no, taco
When-
time.
Yeah, when Emma and Henry had to make tacos
Yeah,
for.
we're gonna
yeah.
make tacos,
Yeah.
and Henry had no idea what was going on.
Such a young child.
Why are you guys
Wait.
still in bed?
Yeah. So naive. Poor little boy.
We're gonna make tacos. Come on.
But here, like as the episode was kind of wrapping up, we see Evil Queen calling the whole town Storybrooke together at the cemetery, and of course it's down to like the last 5 minutes before the whole town is gonna die that it takes for Charming and Show to show up. And they basically ask for the protection spell to be lifted, and Evil Queen decides not to kill him, gonna put the sleeping curse on, which I didn't see her do anything crazy. I saw the hearts change a little bit before she put them in, but I was under the impression that was the black spot in Snow's heart that we had talked about forever ago that we saw. That's what I thought that was, but now I'm thinking it was the spell.
It's
It
gotten
does-
bigger, actually.
It looks like it's gotten bigger.
the black. Because Snow, you've done some bad shit.
But it shimmered over it, so I'm thinking that was the spell that Regina cast and not the actual black spot.
I don't think that's it though, because when
I think-
we've taken a look at other hearts with people who have black spots in their heart, that's what it looks like. So I think Snow she's not as pure as she would like everyone to believe,
Yeah.
and maybe some of that's also Charming's darkness.
It could
Yeah.
be.
I don't know if that would apply to her heart. I don't know. I still have a lot of questions about this heart thing.
Yeah, the shared heart is really weird, but now we're basically rehashing the sleeping curse again. But it's got a cool twist on it this time, and I really like the twist on it. Is only one of them can be awake at a time, and Trilov's kiss will essentially wake the person sleeping up and put the person who kissed back to sleep.
I'm still trying to figure out how this works.
It's like a light switch.
Yeah.
So like one half has the curse.
It's like the curse is transferred every time they get kissed and wake up.
How does it do that?
It's the same heart, I guess.
But wouldn't that put them both to sleep at the same time?
Not if she cast it a certain way, because she was holding them in separate hands.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. If you have a hallway that has a light switch at each end that both operate the same light, there's no combination of flipping that without going in and rewiring it, where you can flick it simultaneously and have it on or off. Like anytime you flip one, it's going to turn it on and off, whatever. There's no way to, like, if they're both down and the light's off, there's no combination. Like, you turn it on, you flip this one on, the light goes on, you flip this one up, the light goes off. Like, no matter what you do, you flip the switch, and it's transferring the power between.
Yeah, it's like opening and closing the circuits.
Yeah, exactly.
There are separate circuits.
It's exactly what I feel like it's a connected heart through magic, and the magic is the circuit. When one turns on, the other shuts off.
That makes sense.
It's just some kind of crazy magical circuit.
I mean,
it's
it
cool.
does.
I like it. It's an interesting dynamic, and I want to know how they're going to beat it.
Kill one of them.
I don't know.
Or why don't you just have Emma wake one of them up?
Or Henry.
I don't know. I feel like there's a loophole, and they're just all like so in shock that they can't figure it out. Because I don't know. Because they're right. Weren't we fine and dandy in your vision? And I mean, she did mention that the Oracle says things could change, but I don't feel like this is her vision is a current thing. Like, it's going to be further on in the season, and they're both going to be fine.
The Oracle did say it could change. Both of them could be there. Both of them might not be there. One of them might be there.
I think it was more or less referring to Emma's path, not theirs.
Right, but if they're both there in her vision, that doesn't necessarily mean that they both will be there when it catches up. Because the Oracle said that these things can change. Her fate is not going to change, which I still think it can. With or without the shears. I think it'll change without the shears. But who knows? It was really cool to see the glass tree log thing again. And this time not in Storybrooke, right? It was the Enchanted Forest. This time it was in Storybrooke.
Well, it's always been in Storybrooke.
Yeah, they had to dig it up from the mines. Remember?
Yeah, EQ. She had to get it and she had to clean it because it was really dirty down there. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was cool seeing that. And then I thought the episode was going to end there, but it didn't. It ended up with Belle walking into Rumpel's shop. And I was like,
because Selena tattled on him.
This is the Belle that I've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Belle that everybody's been looking for.
She's just so strong and sassy, and she ripped him a new butthole, and it was fantastic.
See, this is the Belle from the movie that I know.
Well, she was in, going into, coming to this point, getting Belle to this point. She was one of those people that if you've ever if you've ever listened to Dane Cook, right? And there's that one scene where he's talking about breakups and how you tell all your friends that the person is terrible. Oh, but I can't break up with them yet because my CDs are in his truck. You keep making excuses over and over again of why you can't break up. And that's kind of where Belle has been. Everybody goes through that stage, no matter how bad the person you are with and you're at in that point of the relationship. Out of the the drastic change and the uprooting of everything that you know and your feelings, it's a big change. Sometimes you just don't want to go through with it. And you stick around for all of those reasons, no matter how bad things are. But you'll hit that point where eventually things get so bad that you cannot deal with it anymore. And that is where Belle is now. She's gotten over that leave, have to leave, can't leave, must leave, should leave, maybe leave, I don't know. Now she's just like, nope, I'm out, that's it, no coming back. It's complicated now because there's a child involved, and so she still has to talk to him to a degree. I mean, she doesn't have to, but she, as a good person, wants to.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, even though Rumple has been really shitty and everything, I still think Belle is right for making that decision. I think, keeping her child, their child, to have a father and a mother and make its own choice is what's best for the kid. So I 100% agree with Belle on that.
I mean, Baby Mo still, well, he's not born yet, but like grown-up him, hypothetical grown-up him can make decisions by himself, I guess. And the baby doesn't want to be with his dad. So, but I mean, he's not born yet, so Belle still kind of has to make decisions for him. It's
Right.
weird because this baby has a conscious mind, but it doesn't at the same time. Belle wants Baby Mo to have a relationship with Rumple, and Rumple wants that too.
Mm-hmm.
But like the reason why Belle was upset, and this is why like this is the straw that broke the camel's back, is because Rumple has the shears now, and he wants to use them not on himself. He wants to use them on Baby Mo.
Right, we were speculating that he was gonna possibly use them on himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, but then that's when Belle says no. She's like, okay, well,
She's
I don't care about.
I forbid it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't care.
She's
I don't care what you're doing and who you're doing it with, but when you mess with my baby who came to me in a dream and says, don't listen to daddy, then yeah, we have a problem.
Yeah.
You don't get to decide his fate. That's not your job.
Nope.
Yeah.
No. So, and she says to him, and this is one of my favorite lines, and it sums up Rumple's character as of late in a whole. She says, okay, so you have the capacity to love, you just choose not to. And because, like, she says, if you were just evil,
She could
fine.
forgive him. Like, she can
Yeah,
understand.
because, like, that's just you.
Yeah.
But no, he has the capacity to love, you just choose not to. And then she says, and it's my favorite line of the episode, he asks her, well, what if I fail? She says, well, then you're just too weak to be good.
Yeah. He's
Yep.
very much afraid of failing. And this is what I've gone on before, and this is what I've seen from Rumple all this time, is he's doing what he feels is right. And it's all the wrong things, but it's for the right reasons. He's doing it in what he believes is everything's best interest, whether they want it or not. He believes it's the best interest for everybody.
A lot of villains are written like that, though.
Exactly. And you have to remember, at the heart of this, Rumple is a villain.
Yeah.
He started out as a villain. He's still a villain. He's mainly a villain against himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that his is going to be the last redemption story that we get for the entire show.
Again, because he's like had this before, so.
He did, but he never fully had a redemption.
Yeah.
Every single time that we've come to the point where it's like, oh, Rumple's okay, you find out, no, he's still got all these secrets,
He was right there.
Yeah.
And then,
So I think he's going to have one, and it's probably going to be the last one of the entire series.
yeah.
So
Maybe like series finale, probably.
yeah,
Series finale, he gives up his power to save all of Storybrooke and
At the
Rumple.
very least, save Baby Mo or something.
Yeah.
self-sacrifice kind of deal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And but what does he do now? He blames Lena.
Yep.
'Cause that's what he does.
That's what he does
Yep.
best. So yeah. All in all, though, I thought this was a really good episode.
I mean, it did, I the whole evil queen part, it threw me for a loop because, I was under the impression that, she just really wants to prove a point to Regina. She doesn't really give a shit about what's happening with the Charmings anymore. That's done.
That's what
Right.
it
But apparently
looks
it's
like
not.
anyway.
It's
Or maybe that is what she wants, and this is just another thing that's
It's-
gonna help her do that.
I guess.
I mean, because if she really wanted them dead, she would have killed them.
It's true. Yeah, I think it's just right now she's just trying to coax Regina into proving to her that you need me. There's no way you can be just good by getting rid of me. You have to work for it, and I have to be part of you. You have to work past all your shit.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Regina still has the evil in her, because we
Yes.
learned from
Mhm.
Jekyll and Hyde's backstory episode that the serum doesn't
Exactly.
separate the evil from you. It just creates a body from the evil that's already in you. The original person is still the original person. Nothing has changed.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
But does that mean that the evil that has a body has the potential for good?
Yes, because we
that's-
saw Hyde.
because-
Hyde truly
Hyde, yeah.
loved. He truly loved the girl that Jekyll accidentally pushed out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to, prior to that, he was doing good things. He was working to help Jekyll get into this society to get funding for his work and all this stuff. So he didn't come out, killing people, murdering people, because I mean that's what the original Jekyll and Hyde story kind of gave us, that Hyde was just murderous and crazy, and he wasn't. He just looked a little banged up.
Yeah. But right now, the only way we know to defeat the evil queen is to kill Regina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's got to be another way.
I'm sure there is, but if there isn't, could we end up in the underworld again?
They're not going to kill Regina. Just go back to the underworld and then take her out. Guys, pack your things. We're going to go to the underworld again for 2 weeks.
I think the only
We're going to find someone else down there.
Yeah, but Hades isn't in charge anymore, so it might be
I know,
a
but
much
Cruella
shorter
probably
trip.
took over. See, I know
She
Arthur's
doesn't have
down
magic.
there, but come on.
No.
She doesn't have magic, so I feel
Neither
like it
does
would be a
Arthur.
much shorter trip.
I'm sure there are a bunch of dead animals down there that she can create an army.
Yeah. They're probably. I mean, they did mention that we might see the underworld again this season sometime, and I think the only way to put Regina and the Evil Queen back together is they're going to have to find some sort of potion down there in the underworld to combine souls again, because they're really leaning on the souls part of what's going on again. I mean, we see the water of the River of Lost Souls, and they were splitting their souls, basically.
What if the vial of lost souls is used on Evil Queen?
Would that kill Regina, though?
No.
No.
If it
The
was
clones
used on
are
Regina,
immortal.
it would probably do whatever to the Evil Queen. Yeah, but it's immortal, but the river doesn't necessarily kill them. The river takes the souls, puts it in the river, they swim around, and they forget who they are.
Which is why
Yeah.
I think, just like in Hercules, I still think there's a way to get them out.
Right, exactly. And that's why I said
Yeah.
Pan will be back at some point. But
And Mila and Gaston and James and
Yep.
Aunt M. And
I forgot NAM went in there. Yeah, we'll get these people out. Anyway, next week the episode is called "I'll Be Your Mirror." Emma and Regina formulate. I'm
Sydney?
instantly thinking Sydney. Yeah, me and Jake are on the same point there. Emma and Regina formulate a plan to trap the evil queen in a prison of their own making, while Snow and David adjust to life without each other. As Henry nervously prepares to take Violet to the school dance, the evil queen impersonates Regina to give him some advice that could lead him down a dark path.
you're not going to break those two up, are you? Come on.
Better
We
not.
just got...
We just got finished saying that Henry and Violet were they had a really healthy relationship.
Yeah. Meanwhile, while Zelina agrees to help Belle, and together they enlist Aladdin to steal a magical object from Mr. Gold that could protect Belle and her unborn child from him forever.
Awesome.
Mm.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this mirror.
It's got to be a mirror.
So this mirror that Regina had, she said something like, "Oh, I'm taking you to like the land behind the mirror," and I was thinking, okay, land behind the looking glass, Alice, and that's the name of the book, Alice Through the Looking Glass. I was thinking, oh, we're going to Wonderland. Oh no, that's Wonderland. We saw Mushu.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Not Mushu, but the dragon. That has to be the dragon. They didn't say who it was, but come on. But I'm gonna call him Mushu until we are denied that it's not Mushu.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe we are in Wonderland. Maybe this is a different section of Wonderland. I'm just clawing at threads at this point for Wonderland right now.
Yeah, I would love more Wonderland. Some capacity. I mean, we've had little teases of it, but that's about it.
I mean, we do acknowledge that Wonderland does exist still.
Yeah. See, I was always like, meh about Wonderland. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see it come back, whatever. But on the plane back from California, actually watched the new Alice Through the Looking Glass movie.
Why?
And
Why would you do that to yourself?
it was actually I was actually really, really good. And I didn't really like the first one. And this one, I found it interesting.
Had a lot more color.
It did. It
felt more like Wonderland.
It did.
More than the first Johnny Depp one?
Yeah. Yeah. And so now I'm like, yeah, bring Wonderland back.
Which I'm surprised they didn't do because of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because the movie didn't do that well, though.
A lot of people had, preconceived, feelings about it already because the first one was kind of, it was really hyped up and people didn't enjoy it.
I mean, I enjoy it, but it's not Wonderland.
No.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's it. Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on YouTube at Jacob Salazar, or you can find me on Twitter. Tweet at me throughout the week, throughout the life, at To Nowhereland. That is TONOWHERELAND. Join the Nowhereland Society.
For the record, I almost took that hat. Almost took it.
No.
Not really. I wore it for a good 5 minutes. But
then I beat it off of you. So.
You put it there. And you can find me down below at Phenomenom at PHENOMEDOM.
No, that's not it. You did it wrong.
Yeah. Oh. And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, Space, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. See, I didn't forget it after all this time. This is the first time. This is the first podcast I've hosted since I got back. Still didn't forget it. Until next time. See you guys later.
I love Cruella too, Alex. I actually got to meet her at Disneyland, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, she's back from the underworld just for a minute.
Yeah, she mentioned that being in a happy place was like living in the underworld all day long. So
yeah.
I mean,
me and Nikki asked, we were like, "How did you get out of the underworld? From Storybrooke? How'd you get out of the underworld?" And she goes, "Yeah, well, this place is so happy. Every day that I'm here feels like living in the underworld."
It was great. It was funny.
Yeah. See, I like when Disney characters actually, the characters at Disneyland refer to other Disney properties that aren't necessarily Disney canon, but they treat it like it's canon.
Yeah, it was fun.
There are some characters that talk about Kingdom Hearts. Because I remember I asked, because there was I met Alice and I asked her I said, "How do you feel about not being a princess?" And she says, "But I'm a princess of heart."
Oh.